Hey everyone, we're here with another video, and today we are looking at an ECU slash, I guess this is technically an ECU upgrade. So we have a 2019 Tesla Model 3, and there's a Iona charger that's close by, and what I wanted to do was charge on it. And it just didn't work, so I looked it up, and apparently my car needs a CCS retrofit. So I looked on eBay, found these parts here, which hopefully they work and don't destroy my car, but we will see. Apparently this is the part number here that I'm supposed to use, and this should allow me to use a third-party charger instead of a Tesla Supercharger. This was a $180, and Tesla charges you, I think it was like $345 in my particular state in Illinois. So in your state, it might vary just based on the specific taxes. I saw some at $370, and your experience may vary. And Tesla will essentially come out, mobile service-wise, install this, and give you a adapter as well. So I think it's rated for up to 250 kilowatts of charging speed. So instead of paying Tesla this and allowing them to, I will buy a separate CCS charger adapter, and I will also install this myself. So just really quickly did that, no big deal. I'm not expecting this to get super hot, otherwise I probably wouldn't use electrical tape. But yeah, so first things first, I think here people specify in other videos, and I'll link them below because there's some really good videos that just give you step-by-step directions on how to do this. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible and get you through this to a working CCS enabled thing on your Tesla. So first things first, with these pieces here, I'm just going to plug this in here. All right, let's go install this in the car. And there's a few steps before installing it on the car that we have to go through. And some things that I actually want to test out, because some people say you have to have a install of a software queued up. And I don't think that's actually the case. I actually saw a video that sort of says that you don't need that, and you can just reinstall it in service mode. So we have a Linus Tech Tips screwdriver, so we have a few bits here. We're really just going to use a small thing that'll help get this particular plug out of the existing one, and then we'll unplug these and then plug these in to the existing ones. So there's not really a ton that you have to do. You have to remove some of the carpeting, and then I've seen some videos that do want you to power the car down, but I don't think that'll really be necessary, but we will walk through those steps to power down the car just to make sure when working with an electric car, everybody wants to be safe. And I think people who don't necessarily know what components are actually charged at the point, you know, and they don't want to get killed by high voltage current. So we're just going to do this just to be safe, and we'll walk you through that real quick. We also are bringing this. This is just kind of like a plastic puller of things without breaking them. So this like gets in between the plugs, and you're able to pull them out really nicely. So we can go through the same steps here, but basically, we'll put this back up. Basically, want to keep your rear door open, and want to open the frunk and disconnect the negative terminal, and come into the car here and turn off the power. Basically is all the things that you want to do. Well, we can also roll these windows down too. That's something that a lot of people recommend doing. And we will take this bit out. 10 millimeter, you want a 10 millimeter. So all you have to do for this, take this puppy out. Again, you want to take out the, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't know why I keep doing this. This is supposed to be tightened to 6 millimeters. So if you're looking at a torque spec, that's what you're supposed to be doing. But all right, this is what you're supposed to take out. All right, You want to take this off here, and then you want to touch this against nothing metal. So we'll stay that right there. You could use a towel or something like that just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. We will power off the car. Again, that's in safety. Then we also want to turn off this here. Power off, power off. They say you want to do that before you actually take off the negative battery. And we want to come back here. This is the same thing. There's a clip here. You want to push towards the actual middle of the car. And then there's another one here that, again, you want to push towards the middle of the car. Actually, you push it towards that way. Then you can lift this out. And then this will give you access to your high voltage. All right, so we want to take out that padding there. One-handed is not easy. I've done this enough where I can do this still. And then you want to take that out, push this down, and that takes out your power. Up here in the corner, and that's why you have the tool here to prop this out. There we go. I think that's really the only one. And we don't want to rip everything out. There's a plastic bit up here that we probably want to leave in. This is actually the manual removal of the, what is it called? The charge port. It'll open that up and we can sort of work this around here. They do say you want to take out this clipped LED. So we can also take that out too. Push, Derrick, push. There we go. All right, so that's the plug that we actually need out. And then we will need to fold this back down again. I'm gonna switch into phone mode because again, it's really, really tough to get in here. So again, I haven't taken everything off, but you can see in here, there's the existing module and then there's the 10mm. I took out the 3 plugs here, so that wasn't too difficult. But again, I was trying to move some of this out here, so it was a little bit easier to get into. Okay, so a few things here. I've taken out that bit, but I was able to fold this here. So this is something that can move quite a bit. So this can be quite a bit flexible here. You can see the insides here, and this does move around quite a bit. You can dislodge this, and the interior carpeting here can be moved out to give you a lot more space. And then again, I mentioned you can move this orange thing out. That does move out. I'm gonna try to leave that in, but this will fold and will allow you some extra room here, like this. So let me actually move this over here. Okay, so you can move this around and get some more room here, so you can see directly in here. There is a little bit of bits in the way, but again, you can move this out. I was having quite a bit of an issue doing this before, but it's just interior carpet here. I don't think anything's holding on to it. And I guess if you lose something down there, you can get down here in the cavity and grab it, because that's the plastic bin that it's in. Let me actually pull this out too. So you can see that. So again, this is really easy to get into now. But I would just say once, like my car, 2019 only has one pin here. I've seen some videos that say there's 2. There's only one here. You should disconnect this. I've ripped this out on accident twice for this LED. I swear this thing's gonna just be, this seems pretty easy to rewire one, but just in case, make sure you take that out, because I've ripped it out twice and it probably is really mad at me right now. It's a little bit interesting to get back in, but once you realize that there is a clip that is pulling this thing out here, and you make sure you fit that in properly, and then for this here, you want to make sure that this goes in the right way. This is supposed to be on the inside, and then this will be on the outside here where you pin it back in for this clip here. Bolt is out, and now we're going to take this, just moves a little bit to the right here, and then I should be able to take it out. And here's our little pain in the bastard. So there's our old part number. All right, just to give you a view here, this is the old one. It has these clips on the back here. So basically in the back, I had to push this in so that it get clamped in. There's a couple of spaces where you can plug that in. Keeps turning off the light on me. All right, so this is where we have it. And then there's the screw, so we screw this in right here. Again, pretty tight fit. Let's get this and tighten this really quick. I got it. There was a clip underneath here. I just need to make sure that it was angled the right way to get in there. So we're good. This is all back to how it used to be. So let's go plug that bit back in here. Here. Back up and running. High voltage. Plug that back in. Stay. Okay. Good. This bit back in here, and then you gotta angle this so it clips back in. Same thing with this other side here. There we go. And then we'll put this back on, and then we will do software reinstall so that we can have everything nice and happy. Unable to charge, retry. Some error message that you see here. Then we will go to the service menu here. Software, hold that. Good. Service. Okay. Okay. Then we will go into the reinstall. Software reinstall right there. Reinstall. Okay. Then it'll do its thing. So I tried doing a few things, but I found out, like, first thing to look at after you install the new ECU is to check if the CCS third-party install is now enabled. Once that is done, then you know that you have the right regional ECU, because the one that I purchased initially was from China, and I'm assuming from a China car, and they don't have CCS over in China. So you need to make sure that this is from a region that, so North America, if you're in North America specifically, and then it will allow you to do the software reinstall and then have the CCS enabled. We have purchased another part, and this one is from the US instead of from China. So we're gonna give this a try and see if this works or not. But yeah, we will let you know. Still trying to CCS retrofit without Tesla. And after all this time, you probably should just get Tesla to do it. Plus they give you a adapter too. So this stuff doesn't come with an adapter. This one came off of a 2022. All right, so we have that in. We're going to go into service, reinstall the software, and see what it says. Basically, the main teller here is if the CCS retrofit is enabled. So if this doesn't work, then we might have Tesla do it, we might not. I'm not entirely sure what I plan on doing here, because the idea was to hopefully do everything without Tesla and to not pay Tesla. So, and this will also help us not pay for Tesla charging too, but also will allow us to get access to more charging stations. But we will see. We don't really take a ton of road trips, but this actually might help me do a track day. So Autobahn Country Club has a charging station that is CCS specific, about 4 minutes away from the track. So this might actually help me track it there. All right, so far no errors. Let's exit out of here and see software, additional. Ooh, look at that. CCS third-party NACS DC charging enabled. Look at that. So, this means we should actually be able to go charge at that CCS station. Just to test it out, I just plugged it into our adapter at home. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like it is charging. So we should be all good. And I don't necessarily need to go to a charging station right now, but just seeing if we are charging at full 48 amps. Looks like we are. All right, Iona station, here we are. Let's give this a try and see what happens. All right, tap this puppy. So we're doing 1B. Okay. $30 pre-charge. Okay, authorizing. Should give us the go-ahead. There we go, blinkaroo. And ye old two-hander. It's clicking. It's a clicking. I see green. Oh yeah, here. Charging, baby. Look at this. Third-party charging. Tesla. So, after all of that, buying something, testing it out, shipping it, returning it, all of this other stuff, I think the moral of the story is you can certainly do this yourself, CCS Retrofit for a Tesla Model 3 for anything, I think, before 2020. And what you want to do is buy this specific part number, and it needs to be on a US car. So it can't be, or a North American car. It can't be one that's in China or in Europe or something like that, mainly because they don't use CCS charging there and they don't use NACS there. So make sure when you're purchasing on eBay or something like that, you are selecting one that is based in the US. And I don't know if you can check the VIN numbers based on it, but yeah, like this one was from a crashed Tesla Model Y, and it was, yeah, US based. So they were shipping it from Colorado or something like that. So you're not able to get something that's super cheap. So unless they start selling, like unless you see one that's selling for very, very cheap. But this one ended up being like $183, and then the bundle of wires was $67. So altogether, this is $250. So it is by no means a cheap upgrade, but when I looked up on Tesla's sites and tried to do the CCS retrofit, it was $340. So again, it's cheaper than that, but they include a adapter. So CCS to NACS adapter. So obviously I did not buy an adapter, but I can buy one secondhand. And I've seen a few. There was one that was $90, and then there was one that was $68. And that was a Electron one that was certified for the same specs as the Tesla one. So if I can get one that is secondhand for like $60 to $70, then we're sitting pretty for a little bit cheaper. But obviously you have to do all this stuff yourself. There is quite a bit of risk. For most people, I would say just pay Tesla for it because it's a decent deal. It's not like it's not like you're paying them a significant amount more than what it actually costs for the parts, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I tried to get the best view of it, but it's not the greatest. With that said, thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video. We have this here, which is the CCS to NACS charger, and this again is by Electron, and we're gonna use this to try to see and make sure that this also works too. We want to see peak charging higher than 150 if possible. Authorize, that is plugged in, clunking, initiating charge. Let's see, this one's pretty expensive, 56 cents per kilowatt hour, but again, we're just gonna test this out. We want to see peak charging, baby, peak charging. But I've heard complaints about this being slow. Am I supposed to hit continue here or what? It's gonna continue by itself or something. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Give us the juice, baby, give us the juice. We're only at 6% here. Looking at the BMS as well. Again, still remaining the same. Come on, give us all the juice. Voltage, we're at 150. Going over 150, all right, here we go. So it's just been because I've been road tripping is the reason why I'm not getting the charge that I need. So we should get up to 250. Looks like 505 amps. We're at 365 volts. 183 it says here. And then 184 here. Still don't think I'm gonna get more, but I mean, pretty decent charge, right? All right, we are at the Iona station again, and we're at 47C, 48.5. Right, plugged in. Again, we're at 16%. And let's see how she does. 124, 162. All right, already over 189, 200, 206, 210. All right, 212. I think we're pretty topped off here. It's asking, it's got 600 amps going, 224. All right, I think we're gonna stop it. 209. And we're at 21%, so we're gonna stop it here and switch over to the NACS adapter. All right, NACS charger is in and we are charging. Got some blue flickering lights. Should be charging in a bit here. Details here. All right, it's 135, 165, 184, 191, 203. All right, looks like we're getting the charging speeds that we would want to see. Anything over 200 is great. Anything over 150 is great. So it looks like we can at least get a pretty decent charge at these stations. So that's great. You just have to have at least a 40 degrees C. High voltage battery needs to be at least there. So we're gonna stop this. And that ends the conundrum that I was having because I thought just preconditioning your battery would get you there, but really driving a lot at highway speeds will get you there faster. And that was the main thing that I was missing from this, was that I wasn't getting the battery temps up to 40. I think I was at like 26 and 27 just from preconditioning the battery and driving home for 20 minutes and wasn't driving at highway speeds. So with that said, looks like this is all working properly, and yeah, you can do this yourself without Tesla's help. Thank the Lord.